Hello all. Welcome to Movement Yoga Morning. I'm here with Kathy Cormier. We do this on a regular basis, mostly weekly, but sometimes we miss a week or two for various reasons. But if you'd like to say anything specifically, please put it in the comments. If we don't get to it this week, we can get to it some other week. Are you ready to go, Kathy? All right, come on up. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good, everybody. Hello.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh, little lights.
You're the superstar.
Oh, boy, I made that many lights. Ambient light is perfect.
Yeah, I know. For the picture quality, that's why we have the extra lights. It's against the bright background, you're a little bit dark, so we're trying to at least diminish that in some small amount. If you can bear with it for 17 minutes, that would be much appreciated.
Of course.
Okay, excellent. Just bring hands on hips and just march it from side to side. And then if you're so inclined, balance in one foot as you kick it off to each side. Maybe adding a cross kick or two. And then coming back down to earth, grounded down through both feet as we rock it from side to side. Finding your center. From your feet, finding your legs. From your legs, finding your spine. Relax shoulders, hands by your side. I'll invite you to bring one hand onto your heart, the other hand on top. Coming into contact with your breath, just watching as your chest rises and falls, as your breath moves in and out of your body. And then I'll invite you to drop that breath down as you bring one hand onto your belly, breathing into that belly hand. Starting to define our breath, lengthening, deepening our breath. Long, smooth breaths in. Long, smooth breaths out. Now finding the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. It's a power breath, but it's also a relaxing breath. Slightly constricting the base of your throat, adding a slight sound you feel to your breath. The sound of which is often compared to the sounds of the ocean as the waves washing it out. Now bringing the tip of your tongue to the hard palate just behind your teeth. Keeping that tongue to hard palate connection throughout this practice. Keeping your jaw relaxed and connecting front and back planes of your body. Now adding a slight smile to your face, lips closed, a Mona Lisa smile. Opening up the front of your throat so your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Keeping all this, I'll invite you to bring belly hand back onto your heart. I'll invite you to set an intention for today's practice. It could be something you're thinking about, something you're moving towards. It could be as simple as you're perfect, just as you are. Lifting the chin tall through the crown, rolling those hands over, hands back by your sides. Let's bring hands on hips as we grind down through a set on the balls of the set of toes and just circling the ankle, the knee, and the hip. Now taking those circles backwards. Now grounded down through that foot, other foot, as we circle the ankle, the knee, and the hip. And then taking those circles backwards. Now grounded down through that foot, feet right together, coming down and capping the knees with your hands and circling your knees. And then taking those knee circles the other way. Now coming back center, don't think too much about it. Stepping your feet hip width apart. I'll invite you to take a gander down at your toes. Many of us will have a slight turnout, or even less than a slight turnout, and that's just the way our hips are shaped. That's your natural stance. Keeping your natural stance, knees soft, hands behind the hips as you circle those hips. And then taking those hip circles the other way. Now coming back center, pretending you have an extra set of hands on your hips, keeping the hips relatively stable. A hand on each shoulder, and circling the shoulders. Now taking those shoulder circles the other way. switching the cross of the arms, going back that original direction. And then taking the original direction the other way. Now coming back to center, hands by your side. One hand stays low, the other hand high, taking a side bend towards that low hand. Other side bend, other low hands, back and forth between the sides. Starting to jut that hip out as we shift the weight between the feet. Channeling your inner convenience store, inflatable man. Have you ever seen those outside? Car dealerships.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. Next time you're on one side or the other, holding that side bend. Could you bend a little bit more? Back to center, other side, holding. Could you bend just a little bit more? And then back to center. Hands by your side. Two arms in the air like you either do or don't care. Thumb and forefinger of one hand catch the wrist of the other as we traction that far shoulder. And then starting to circle the shoulders. And then circling the hips the other way. Don't think too much about it, taking those circles the other way. Now coming back center, other thumb, other forefinger, catch other wrist, traction that other shoulder. Starting to circle the shoulders, and then circling the hips the other way. Don't think too much about it, taking those circles the other way. And then back to center, hands by your side. I'll invite you to inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. On the exhale, let it spill out through the mouth and let those shoulders drop. Answer that a few times. One more time. Keeping those shoulders heavy, looking up and looking down. Back and forth between the two places. I'll invite you to think of a ball in front and a ball behind. And you're lifting up and over each ball. Next time you're looking up, holding that, could you look up a little higher, finding a little more stretch in the base of your throat. Up and over that ball in front, holding that. Keeping the chin just as it is. I'll invite you to lift the sternum up towards the chin. Small movement. And then back to center. Tip of the index finger on the top of each side of the jaw. I'll invite you to push the jaw back and then up as you lengthen through the back of your neck. Hands by your side. Working that jaw as we rock it front to back and then side to side. And then back to center. A slight parch of your lips, but still breathing in and out through your nose. I'll ask you to go sideways again. Moving towards our sun salutation. Can't bring those bricks along. You've ridden this rodeo before. So we'll take it in three parts. We'll start with arms and shoulders. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling arms back down. Two more times like this, observing the natural rhythm of the shoulders as the shoulders elevate, or as the arms elevate, the shoulders elevate. As the arms descend, the shoulders descend. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Now adding a forward fold and a back bend, four-part movement. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. Exhaling, rounding the spine as you fold it up. And then arms out to the side, finding your neutral spine and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Two more times like this, breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. On the exhale, folding it in as you stretch out your back. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands by your side. One more time like this, half sun salutation. Inhaling up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, rising back up. Exhaling, standing tall. I'll cue you back to down dog. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. On the exhale, folding it in as you ground down through the hands, stepping one foot back and then the other, finding your down dog. I'll invite you to hold this down dog in stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine, deep full breath. Despite the lack of overt movement, you're still breathing. Your heart's still beating. Your mind's still moving. And by focusing on your Ujjayi breath as it flows in and out, finding a little more space between each breath, each beat of the heart, each thought. Tail end of our breath. I'll invite you to bend the knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher, finding just a little more space in your low back. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump it to the front of your yoga space. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive, arcing the back. Exhaling, arching as you fold it in. Inhaling, riding the breath up, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. I'll cue you back to plank pose. Inhaling up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. On the exhale, rounding it in. Grounded down through the hands, stepping one foot back and then the other, finding your plank. As we hold the plank, feeling that connection between head, hips, and heels. A line of strength running through the center of yourself. A line of strength that supports your intention. Despite the effort of the action, an easeful quality to your breath, keeping it yoga. As goes the breath, so goes the mind. Tail end of your next breath, navel to spine as you lift the hips high, finding your down dog. This time I'll invite you to walk that dog, bending one leg and then the other, maybe adding a dipping of the shoulders, a swing and a sway of the neck. Finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? From this place of movement back towards stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine. Deep, full breath. Tail end of a breath. I'll invite you to bend your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or take a jump to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive. On the exhale, folding it in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, finding your neutral spine, hands over head pose, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands by your side. Sun Sal B, flow style, tapping fast. Inhaling into tall spine. Exhaling, finding your chair. Inhale and hold. Exhale, go lower, finding more strength in your legs. Inhale, rising on up, finding a back bend at the top. Exhaling, a big swan dive over. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. On the exhale, rounding it in and cycling through vinyasa as you find your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend, be it cobra or up dog. And then back to down dog, but not for long. Flow style, feet together, right leg high, high on the left toes as we stretch out that Achilles tendon and calf. And then looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. And then flexing the foot as you float it on through. Landing that foot lightly, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead, warrior one. And then riding your next exhale, back to low lunge as you spin that back heel up. And then finding your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend. And then back to down dog. Second side, flow style, feet together, left leg high, high on the right toes. Looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. And then flexing the foot as you float it up through. Landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead, warrior one. And then riding your exhale, back to low lunge. And from low lunge, finding your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend. And now back to down dog. Yogi's choice, either holding it in stillness or adding some movement. However you choose to work, finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump in front. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding it in. On the inhale, rising on up, knees over toes, hands over head, chair pose. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat. Exhaling, neutral spine. Hands by your side. I'll ask you to face camera and get happy. I'll invite you to bring one hand onto your heart, the other hand on top. Listening and feeling as your breath flows in and as your breath flows out. From this place of breath awareness, I'll invite you to come back to your intention. Now finding Namaste hands. All the fingers line up. We can touch our thumbs to our chest, gathering up that intention. We can lift the thumbs up and touch our brow. Our intention is in our thoughts. We can touch those thumbs to our lips. Our intention is in our words. We can bring thumbs back onto our heart. Our intention is in our deeds. Now rolling those hands over, hands by your side. I'll invite you to bring one hand back onto the heart, one hand back onto the belly, dropping the breath down. And then folding at the waist, any amount, bowing, thanking yourself for practicing yoga and offering our practice out to each other and to the world. Namaste.
Namaste.
The light within me honors and respects the light within you. And in that light, we are one. Thank you, Kathy, for practicing with me.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you at home for watching. If you're out there, you can always watch it on record. And we save these into perpetuity, however long the world lasts. You'll be able to see us. Thank you so much. Helko, hey, William, Bill, how you doing? We'll see you soon.
Namaste.
Namaste. Have a nice day.
Have a